hop on here. Such amazing feedback from the last two calls, and I hope you've just taken away so much great training and tips to bring to your business as we go forward, especially as we head into the holiday season, which is what tonight's all about. Hey everybody, welcome. All right, we're going to get started in just a minute. Hello from Chicago and Connecticut. I saw Kelowna, BC in there too. And we've got our Mexican friends as well. Hello, Mexico. LA. Excellent. As we were preparing for this call tonight, we have all our different interpreters for the various languages on our call as we were setting up for this, and it just reminded me how much I wish I spoke every language around the amazing world card. Have to get practicing, I think. Nice to see you too, Ange. Hey, Winnipeg. Hi, Shirley. All right. Hello, Thelma. Renee. Awesome. Okay, good stuff. Well, listen, tonight is our third call of our three-part series, the amazing Dr. Stephanie Boyer. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing?
Well, I got to tell you, so many people, as everybody's logging in here, I was sharing with Dr. Boyer just all of the great feedback we've had from all of you and how much you've learned and enjoyed from the previous two calls with her. And I got to tell you, again, everybody, you're in for such a treat tonight. Dr. Boyer shares her insights with you on how to create your own fabulous holiday sales strategy. How awesome is that? Are you guys psyched? I hope so, because I can sure am. So, for those of you who are maybe just logging on or who are joining us for the first time tonight, I just wanted to take a minute to share a little bit about this amazing speaker we're going to hear from tonight. Dr. Stephanie Boyer is a professor of marketing at Bryant University. She's also the co-founder of Rainmakers, which is a virtual platform for training and assessing sales talent. On top of that, she is the executive director of the Northeast Intercollegiate Sales Competition, which links organizations with top talent. And, get this, she's also the recipient of the prestigious American Marketing Association Sales Educator of the Year Award. That's pretty awesome. And then if that wasn't enough, Dr. Boyer co-authored the Little Black Book of Social Media, Strategies to Ignite Your Business, Influencer, and Professional Brand. So while her accolades are many, as you can tell, I had the privilege of speaking with Dr. Boyer a few weeks back when we were preparing for the series, and I'm sure, as you can all attest, her outgoing personality definitely matches her expertise in sales, and we just could not be happier that she's here to share more with us tonight. So without further ado, let's get this call started. I'll turn it over to you.
Oh, thanks so much, Tracy. Thanks so much for making it back to part 3 of 3. Now, if you remember, on part 1, we talked about the psychology of sales. So we talked about the sales process. We talked about how to handle objections, how to handle customer pushback. We talked about some stats on outreach and when and how much you should be outreaching to your prospective clients. We talked about in webinar 2 last week, we talked about social selling. We discussed PAVE strategy, right, to try to ignite your brand by understanding what is your purpose, who is the audience that you're trying to reach, what kind of value are you sharing, and what about engagement? How much do you engage? How do you engage? When do you engage? Who do you engage with? And we also talked about how you can schedule your content in order to save time, make your life easier, and be more consistent with your posting. And then just using social media in order to find customers. So I believe those are on the private Facebook group, so you should be able to go on and see that as well if you didn't get to that yet. And then today, I'm so excited we're talking about boosting holiday sales. So the goal is really to inspire you by helping you to just take a little peek at your own potential, but then the potential of this opportunity that you have in front of you. So we're going to talk about boosting our strategies to boost holiday sales. We're going to talk about the customer. We're going to talk about the market. We're going to talk about holiday trends. We're also going to talk about storytelling and do an exercise to generate some content to create meaningful stories around both value and benefits. And then we're going to add some emotion to the stories to make them more memorable. And at the end, don't let me forget about this. At the end, we're going to do the drawing for the social winners from the post on LinkedIn. So we're going to give away a book, one of the social media books, as well as one of the Hydro Flasks. And we're going to take some questions at the end. We're going to try to manage the time properly to get to the point where I can take some more questions if I just didn't get to them. Sometimes it's a little bit hard as we're going through to watch the questions and keep thinking about what I'm trying to explain. So, all right, let's get into it. I want to start and just show you some of the data. So I asked the USANA team, right, this is USANA data, and I asked, would you like to boost holiday sales, okay? And you can just look in the data, it really speaks for itself here. You can see just a little tiny fraction of you said, you know what, nope, I'm happy where I'm at, I'm good, I don't want to boost sales. But really that was an anomaly. That is not normal. Really what you see is that most people do want to boost sales. You have some that are kind of like, you're not sure yet, what do I do? Maybe, do I have the resources? Do I have the time? Am I capable of doing that? Right? So then maybe some of you will move to the other side and say, you know what, yes, I do want to do this. But you can see, although some, about 13% or so, say that, you have, or wait, not 20%, sorry, 20% say you do want to boost sales and you have a plan, you know what you're doing. I'm hoping that during this webinar today, maybe you'll hear something and it'll inspire you and you can add it to your strategy. But look at this data. About 66% of you, 66% said, yes, I do want to boost holiday sales, but I have no idea even where to start, right? I have no idea. So that means that if you're one of those people that you want to boost the sales, maybe you're open to new strategies to help you boost some sales, right? You are in the right spot. Yes, and I see this in the chat. Yes, yes, yes. I'm in the red zone. I want to do this. So tune in, get out a pen and a paper because we're going to do some exercises. I'm going to share some information with you, and I'm hoping you can go ahead and use this right now and get started because it is not too early to start. But, for some of you that are still maybe on the fence and you're not sure what you want to do, you might say, why are we really spotlighting this? Can't I just do what I do all the time? Why do we want to boost the holiday sales? So you've got to understand that in the fourth quarter, this is the biggest shopping time of the year. This is when companies go from red to black. And a study, I think, estimate from Deloitte showed that consumers are going to spend over $1 billion between November and January, right? That almost gives me chills to think that there's so much that's going to be spent just in this last fourth quarter. And guess what? We are in it, right? It's not later. We're in the fourth quarter right now. So start now. People are shopping earlier. So as you know, the economy isn't as great as we'd like it to be right now. And so think about 2009. The economy wasn't great then either. And so the estimates are looking back at what was happening then. And you would think, gosh, if the economy's not going great, people don't want to spend to get holiday gifts. But that is not the case. People actually are spending to get holiday gifts. They're just maybe saving some more to be able to afford them. And they're shopping earlier. So they're looking earlier. And we also know that during the holiday season and during the fourth quarter, this is when your conversion rate, it goes up. Typically goes up in that holiday season. So people go from lookers to people that are actually shopping and paying for things. So let's say you have 100 people that come to your post, and your post has a call to action to purchase something. Let's say 100 people come to that post, and 10 of the people that see the post they actually buy something, then you would have a 10% conversion rate. So they go from looking to actually buying something. A 10% conversion rate is really, really high. Everybody can do very well. That's hard to get a 10% conversion rate. But that's what that is. And so that rate of people that look to buy actually goes up. All right, so there is a market out there. It's yours to be able to go out and grab some of that market. And then there's also some pressure right now for customers to be able to get their gifts on time. For the holidays, they're a little bit more stressed out. So you're going to have to do a good job of managing expectations, managing questions, managing the timeline on deliveries, right? So, deliveries during this time, they might require more time. Your customers are going to require a little bit more time from you and maybe a little bit more attention. But by doing this and taking advantage of the holiday rush and the holiday market, you can pull in customers, and those are customers that could stay, right? So you're putting in the work. It's a little bit more work, but you could create that market, and it's so much easier once you get customers to be able to keep them. It doesn't take as much effort to keep them as it does to initially go out and get them in the first place. All right, so let's look at some of these trends that are happening. It's important to understand what's happening out there so that we can take advantage of the market and what people are thinking about and how people are feeling and what they're going through so that we can help them, right? Because sales is about helping people and finding solutions, okay? So one of the trends that we see is consumers are stressed out and they're exhausted. And so the need and demand for convenience is really accelerated. So you have to think about how can I make my consumers, my customers' life more convenient? Are there products that maybe could help make their life a little bit easier? I was leaving here last night at the office, so I work at a university, and I was leaving the office. We have this huge event coming up, and I was leaving at, I think it was like 1 o'clock in the morning or something, and I was so hungry. I didn't have a salad or anything to eat, but I did have one of these USANA whole bio bars in my pocket, and I had it, and it was great, right? So that was really convenient for me to have that. But it also might mean that there's a need for products that are going to give you energy, products that are going to help you to relax, products that are going to help to fight some of the effects of stress on your health, maybe on your skin, could be on your body, could be on your mind. And speaking about your mind, we're in the middle of a mental health crisis. I see it all the time. I see it with my own students. I see it at the university. I see it with businesses, right? Their companies are spending a lot of money trying to manage this crisis they're in right now. And look at what's happening. There's isolation. There's loneliness. There's political and social unrest. There's so much change in how we're living our lives. People are missing their families. I haven't seen my own parents since January, and I used to see them all the time. People are working from home. Kids are distance learning. There's health scares, and all this is taking a toll on people. So this could be creating anxiety, right? And then that anxiety could lead to people who have, sleepless nights, right? And so then it just makes that whole situation even worse, right? We're also seeing another trend. Yes, I see that. Jacqueline, you do have products that can help for stress. And, that's the idea. When we see these trends that are happening, then it can inspire us to say, you know what, I can help here. Because it's not about pushing your products on people. It's about helping them solve their problems. We're also seeing a trend on off-price channels sales are up 3% and general retail is down 3%. So consumers are still seeking deals, and they're even seeking some deals in the luxury market. We used to think that luxury markets were not really discounted, right? They were almost immune to that. And that means really now that any deals that you do have, so like any kind of holiday catalog deals, that should be spotlighted because that's going to pull people in. But just keep in mind, right, you don't want to compete for the lowest price. Nobody really wins in that game, right? So don't get too upset if you're like, oh, these aren't discounted enough. You don't want to be the cheapest product, right? Like, what does cheap really tell you or say, right? So people want a deal on a great high-quality product. We're also seeing a trend that people are going to continue to buy what they've already bought. So they might buy more of it. They might buy some new items related to that, right? If they're buying from you, they might buy some other things from you. And they might buy some holiday items and some gifts, right? But just because it's a holiday doesn't mean that they have to buy a Santa Claus mug. They're just perhaps buying some more of the products that they even, use. And maybe if they really love it, they'll buy some to gift it to other people as well. And then we know that people are home more for the holidays. So they're going to have virtual celebrations, and the packages, they've got to arrive on time so that they're there for this event that they want to have, with their family, or maybe they're, sending something somewhere else, right? It's arriving to them and they want to gift wrap it and add it with other things. So it's really important to try to help customers understand, to really prepare for that early decision, right? To make the customer happy, we have to help them to understand problems that they might anticipate, like they don't even know yet that it's going to happen to them. We have to think about things so that we, that's the trusted advisor. That's what we do as a salesperson, is we help the customer understand their situation even better. And think about the fact that the number of things being shipped is increasing. And so that means more errors and more delays. So be ready to really empathize and to try to be there for your customers and get them to order early, because what do we tend to do? We tend to procrastinate, right? And so help them to not make that decision. Let them know, what it's going to be like with the postal service and with delays and spikes in shipping, and making sure that everything's where they want it to be on time, so that they can have the holiday that they expect and want to have. And like I said before, convenience is really playing a bigger role. There's so much going on. So what can you do to make the lives of your clients easier? If you think about millennials, many of them are in the main stages of their careers. They're starting families, and they need life to be simple. Then you toss in the pandemic and the work from home and the Zoom meetings all day. It's even more important for you to create convenience in the lives of your customers. Online shopping is just really beating out brick and mortars, right? It is a huge trend there. Think about groceries. You don't even have to get out of your bed to order groceries anymore. The world has changed so much. And you see that in retail products across the board. So this is your opportunity to reach more customers who are already buying online. They're used to that. Another element that we have here is, what is it that customers are interested in? What's hot right now? So there's a trend for athleisure, right? The products that you can wear if you're working out, or if you're just relaxing a little bit, or maybe it's even something that you can wear to work. People love comfort, especially now, right? People are in Zoom meetings, and sometimes their workplaces are really relaxed, or they're working from home, and people want to be more comfortable, or they want to go from work to go do a quick workout. The idea of working out that they have, right? Remember, in a perfect world, they think maybe they'll go work out and they put those clothes on, but really they're just relaxing on the couch or just doing their daily activities. But also stretchy clothes help us to hide some of that quarantine weight that some of us have put on and maybe haven't gotten rid of all that much yet. Let's see here. Okay, so we see, oh, you don't see the pictures. All right, let's see. I don't know if you guys can help them out there with the pictures. Let's see. And then another trend, people are working out more, all right, and they are working out from home, maybe because they gained that quarantine weight, but they're not able to go to the gym. Not all the gyms are open, so there are increases in spending on some workout gear and dumbbells and stretchy bands and yoga mats, right? So think about what is it that you have in your portfolio that really aligns with that. People are spending more time at home. Dining out is restricted, so people are cooking at home. They're, getting kitchen gadgets. Like, what can you do to help see other things that people can try and cook from home, maybe that are a little bit more healthy? So we saw the social media posts last week about, show us the different recipes when you're using our products. Okay, so health and convenience, those are really, really big things. And I wanted to share with you some of what Gen Z is thinking. I did a study, and it hasn't even been published yet. So you guys are actually the first eyeballs on the screen, or ears that get to listen and hear what it's about. Okay, so I see you guys are able to see the screen now in the PowerPoint. Good. All right, so I asked a bunch of Gen Zs. I had 80 Gen Zs that were doing the study, and it's interesting because, you think, is Gen Z really different, and do we really identify with Gen Z? But I want to understand, what do they like and what don't they like when it comes to social posts, and how different is that really from what different generations like? So think about a Generation Z versus a millennial versus a Gen X, a baby boomer, right? So you have all of these generational cohorts. And I thought that the things that they really liked and what resonated with them generally are nice things to post. So posting like this is not a terrible idea because it could appeal to various audiences. So I wanted to know, I said, go out and find examples of posts that you like and you hate. Not hate, just dislike, from typical advertisers, from direct marketers, and then also from influencers. And so wanted to see, what did they like? So some of the things that they liked was they liked the unboxing, right? When you get the box at home, it comes in and they're unboxing and they're showing the product, and they loved the joy that you unlock with this unboxing, right? So think about that. And so Gen Z, typically they're Gen Y, then you have Gen Z as the next generation. So these are people that are currently in college, right? Maybe they just graduated from college. Maybe they're in high school, right? So you have this wide age gap there. So maybe about mid-20s that you're going to see. That's your Gen Z. Thanks for the question. Let's see. What else did they like? They liked advice. So, you get a product and now maybe you want to put a social post up, and maybe you're just going to give advice of how do you wrap this to look really pretty for the holiday, for a nice presentation, or what are some creative ways to make this a really special gift, or maybe it's advice on an application of how to use the product or when to use the product. They also liked uplifting music, right? Who doesn't like a little uplifting music? They also liked dogs, right? I mean, who doesn't see a little puppy and say, oh, it's a cute puppy, right? So it makes you smile. They liked video marketing. And I want to point out that you don't have to be great on camera as far as having the best equipment or being this professional videographer. You just need your phone, and you have to post your own authentic content. Right? So don't get caught up in the details of making it look the most beautiful that you can possibly make it, and allow that to prevent you from actually posting. Okay, so the videos, that's a really big thing. You can think about advertainment. So when people are going on social media, they're usually bored and they want to be entertained. Sometimes they want to be informed or educated, but usually you don't go on social media and you're like, I want to see an advertisement right now. That's how I want to spend my night, just looking at advertisements. Unless maybe you're looking at the Super Bowl. So people want that advertainment. They don't mind looking at ads and content if it is entertaining. That's why influencers are so popular, right? So they create these videos, and then they're highlighting the product at some point in their video, right? But typically, it's pretty entertaining. So, and it doesn't even have to be a video. It can just be some posts. Some of the things that the students liked, they liked things that were fun puns, the play on the word. So one of the posts that I saw that they really liked was, it was worth every cent, right? So it was every cent like every penny, but every cent as in smell is cent too. So, you know, liking those little witty ways of saying things, they seem to like that. They liked repeating letters, like rest during the rush, right? So you have the holiday rush, you have to get everything and buy the food that you're going to make, and so take a moment to rest right before the rush. There were fun posts with the elf on the shelf. The elf on the shelf is this doll that looks like an elf, and it's put in different places around the house at night, so when the kids see this elf, they think the elf is watching them, so, and reporting back to Santa Claus to see if they get better gifts for the holidays. So they liked those fun posts, maybe if there was a product that the elf was holding. So you don't have the product, you know, front and center in here. It's an element of the story, right? It's a part of that story that you're telling. I saw another one with a bear that was a Christmas ornament, and the bear was reaching out and grabbing toward the product from the tree. So it was a little story, and it evoked some emotion, right? Like the bear really wanted that. And then also the fact that you're buying for yourself and you're buying for others as well. So they liked some of the advertisements that would say something, you know, like, if you're focusing on yourself, right, like you only have one body, so fuel it, right? So thinking about making the product much bigger than just, you know, an energy drink. It's your fuel, you know, and then also thinking about fun images, like being able to take the product. So I've got some of the Rev here, right, and if I placed it out to maybe look like something, maybe it looks like a Christmas tree or a wreath or a fun set of words. So, you know, just be creative, have fun with that. People like to see that. And then they loved the stories of change. So I saw one, it said, a year ago, I didn't know how much this would change me, right? You know, something like that where you're like, oh my gosh, I have to read this. It's so, it's so captivating. It brings me in, right? Like, how did you change? What happened? Let's see. And then also gifts that are different from traditional items. So perhaps it could be health for the holiday. instead of the typical, Christmas socks or Christmas pajamas or, right, the Hanukkah gifts or whatever it is that you celebrate over the winter. And then there's the idea of enthusiasm, okay? And that really got them, that it didn't matter what the background was. It didn't matter if the person was really enthusiastic, showing their collection of products. It made the student feel like they really liked that because the person had passion. And then there were direct messaging campaigns for the holiday, just wishing someone happy holiday, sending them something special, even, just a direct message. Maybe it could be a fireplace, like burning a little fire and having some soft music or something like warm, friendly music with some kind of nice saying about warmth, something kind and hopeful and happy for the holiday. They also like the 12 days of Christmas, so maybe highlighting different products on those 12 days. And then also saying things, who did you gift health to this holiday season? All right, let's see. Trying to look at the chat, trying to go over and switch here. So, you might say, well, what else can you do? Remember we said make life easier. Make life easier for them. So one of the things you can do to make life easier is to segment the products based on their functionality and their benefits. So make it really easy for them to choose what they want by creating carts for them with the items that they seem to be interested in. If they can't sleep, if they've been stressed out, maybe you send them a cart and it has melatonin. Maybe it has calm. What else would it have? Let's see in the chat here. What would the cart have in it if someone has stress and maybe anxiety? What would they have? Stress relief, right? So we would have the stress relief. We might have calm. What is that? Pure rest could be that, right? Very good. Let's see. I actually took that the other day, and I felt so peaceful. The whole next day when I took the melatonin supplement, it was fantastic. Let's see. So Cell Essentials recipe for those are great. Those are great. And think about this. What a service you've done for your customers if you send them a cart and it's just ready to go. I mean, I can't imagine if I had to go grocery shopping. I still have to go pick out what I want. But if someone gives me a cart and it has everything that I want, and I can either confirm or maybe take something out, so it saves me time. That's so great. And then, think about posting on social media. So post on social media products that fit a certain need, okay? So think about like products for less stress. Put a post out there. And then whoever is engaging with that post, follow up with those people who engaged and see, are they interested? Learn a little bit more about what they're dealing with at the time. Then put a post out for maybe weight management and follow up with them and see what's happening for them with their weight management as far as their goals. Do they want a solution? And then maybe talk to them about some of the products that can help with that. Maybe their reset that I've been hearing so much about. Then another post about skincare, right? And so you can just keep posting and see who engages and likes, who comments, follow up with them in direct messages, and then send them a cart based on what they want. And, if you send a cart with 5 things, maybe they'll get 5 things. Maybe they'll get 1 thing. Either way, you win there. And then think about gift guides. So you can use Google, right? Google is free. You can use it to create a PDF link that you can just post on social media. Don't post it just by itself. Or you can just click, so when you're creating that, make sure you click to share so that people can view your PDF without having to be logged into it, right? So anybody can view that has the link. And focus on products in different categories than just saying, hey, check out my gift guide. That's a lot. Like, that's a lot to have someone do, to look at the entire holiday guide. It's so much easier if you say, check out this great deal on soap, on these like delightful hand soaps on page 3 of the gift guide. And so then it's so much easier to process, right? So they think, oh, I'll click on that. I know I'm going to page 3 to find this. I don't have to search everything. But guess what? When they go in, they're going to look at the things on the page. So psychologically, you have to just make it easier. Check this out. Look at page 3. They go to page 3, and now they're curious. What else is here? What are the other good deals? And again, just, make it easy for your customers to do business with you, and be ready for questions with quick responses. So I have an article coming out. I think this is October, yeah, so it's out this month, and it's in the Social Media Journal, and we did a research study on responsiveness. So what we found was if it takes you longer than 24 hours to respond to a customer, it starts to damage your reputation. So, obviously you can have a link to that if anybody wants it, but I just saved you about an hour to read it. The idea is be responsive. Every single day, try to, follow up with at least any direct messages, and try to follow up with some comments, or if you can, the people that are engaging and liking the post. And try to give people ideas. You are experts because you live and you breathe USANA, but these people that are looking at your content, they don't necessarily understand the opportunity and the value the way that you do. So share ideas about nutrition, about weight loss, about skin and health, and clothing and merchandise, right? Because they don't want to have to think. And just think about it yourself. If you go into a department store, maybe you haven't gone for a while, but just, visualize, I'm going into a department store. What do you see? You don't just see clothes folded, clothes on hangers, do you? No. You see images of people advertising the same outfits that are displayed. You see mannequins that are wearing the clothes with accessories because they need to give you ideas. They need to inspire you. It's so much easier to just look at a mannequin and say, I love that look, I want to buy all those things, than to have to figure it out yourself because you're busy. Okay? So think about that. Think about inspiring your customers, helping them to see the opportunity that's out there for them. All right, and so let's talk about this idea of collecting moments and not just things. People don't just want more things, right? Things are bulky and they're like baggage that you're carrying around. But think about, how can you make your product an experience, right? Can you create moments that you can share together rather than just gifts to give? Can you make the offering something that's bigger than something that you're going to just unwrap, right? So think about, how do we create an experience with what we have to offer instead? Think about something easy like a group that meets on Mondays for motivation. It can be your Motivational Monday group, or maybe you have another group and this is part of your group that on Mondays you post. And have it a private group, right? And people could post goals for their week that they would be accountable for. So they say, this is what I want to accomplish this week. Maybe you're sharing a picture of yourself drinking the Rev 3 drink, right? And you're like, oh, I'm going to get it this week. I'm so excited. I'm pumped. These are my goals. Maybe you have your online parties. You're so great at online parties. And in order to join the party, you have to buy. Maybe you're going to use the product in the party, so they've got to order it by a certain time so that they can join in the fun. You could have Thriving Thursdays on Zoom for 20 minutes. You can have people come together and they share the wins of their week, all the ways that they did something great, and you could celebrate each other's success during that time. That could be like a lead magnet to connect with people, to help them feel better and have a better day and hit their goals. And then, over time, they will likely want to consider, testing out one of the products that everybody's talking about. We talked before about the 12 days of Christmas and, maybe highlighting the experiences that you're going to have, like the product experiences. So maybe, if you're posting, if you're just thinking about what you could post, you could say on the, first day, 12th day of Christmas, whichever day you want, you can highlight different types of experiences. Maybe the first 2 days are about skincare. The next 2 days are about health, or maybe it can all be different or the same thing. Maybe it could be 12 days of, health for your skin, or 12 days of, productivity, right? So think about that. You can be really creative there. Think about like a Wellness Wednesday. So you could do a nutrition group, and you could share recipes, and maybe you can take that health pack, and maybe some of your mood boosters, right? So think about some of those things. Or, Shake It Baby Saturdays, where you have a picture of you drinking your shake. Maybe you can dress it up and make it look really fancy. It doesn't just have to be, a shake in one of these, let's see, I'm off the screen here, one of these little bottles. It doesn't have to be that. It could be. You can make it really fancy in a really fancy glass to seem like it's more luxurious. Or maybe post pictures of your group, you're working out, so you're like shaking off the excess weight, and then you're also consuming the shake, right? So you could do so many things. A girls' night in event, where you get together on Zoom and you talk, and maybe you use the product, or you're relaxing before the big day. It could be Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve, major holidays. Maybe the kids are going back to school or coming back home from school, right? Or there's a wedding and you're in a group of a bunch of people who are going to get married soon. You can have a random drawing in a group. You could have a gift wrapping party, perhaps. So that way you've all ordered these fantastic USANA products to be able to give away. And, you're going to get together and you're going to wrap things together. Maybe you have a glass of wine, or you have your healthy USANA drink. Maybe you use some of the Calm and you put that on as you're relaxing and you're getting your gifts ready, right, to make it a fun experience. And we've seen things like Land Rover. Land Rover is sending out boxes to people. Well, this is what they did. They sent out boxes to people that had a balloon in the box. And so when people opened it, it had this balloon, and it was an invitation to their showroom. So these things, they don't cost much money, and then they help you to stand out. And it just makes life a little bit more fun, right? And you could do like a random acts of kindness challenge. Maybe you could just go give somebody the Calm, right, and post about it. Maybe you're giving the gift of stress relief at work, or saying, oh, it's the best break for the best you, or giving somebody a Rev4 packet if they look like they're struggling, right? And just like these random acts of kindness, they can be so much fun and make you feel so happy because you're doing something nice. So now what I want to do, I want you to get out a piece of paper. All right, I'll get out my board here. And I want you to think about storytelling. I want you to think about a product category. So think about either stress, nutrition, wellness, weight management, skincare, something like that, right? So draw it in the middle. I'm just going to do something here, right? So I'm going to choose reset right there in the middle. Draw a bubble around it. And now you're going to write out some of the features, or some of the benefits, sorry. So the benefits is, like weight loss, maybe feel better. There's so many benefits, so think about what are some of your most popular items and why do people buy them. So you can come up with all these different benefits around it. All right, this is a very quick exercise to be able to help you to come up with the best stories quickly based on what people care about, which is the benefits, the reason that they buy, okay? And so then what you do when you come up with these, now you come up with some stories, right? So think about some stories that you can tell about people, and you can do this for each of your products, right? So create some bubbles, create some stories, success stories, right? You might say, like, I don't know, Bobby struggled to get back to a healthy weight for 3 years, and his knees started hurting, and they were causing him so much pain. Nothing was working. Then he tried reset, and he lost 30 pounds, and he kept it off, right? Maybe you could keep it around skin, and skin, people are looking for brighter or healthier skin. You could say, let's see, maybe Susan was embarrassed to take conference calls and show her face because she just wasn't really happy with what she was seeing, and maybe she moved the camera away from her face, or she had a dark room that she was in so people didn't see her, or she didn't speak up because she didn't want to be noticed. She didn't want the attention on herself. And then she did the Tel Aviv, and everything has changed, right? So maybe she did this, and now she's got the lights on, and she's actively participating, and she's doing great, okay? So, think about that. Do you have any stories that you can actually share here so that people can learn from you with their stories? But this is a very quick way to brainstorm, what do I post? Because sometimes we get in a rut and we don't know what to post, right? So think about, what are some of your best sellers? What are some things that people don't know enough yet about, and they're not bestsellers yet, but they could be? So tell stories around that. Tell stories around the benefits. People love stories. So please, any stories that you have, and you can help each other, and you can use each other's stories, please share them. So I'm looking in here to see what you have to share here. And while you're maybe sharing, you're coming up with some of this. I know it takes a while to write it. Stories are important. They matter because they're more memorable than just having data. Stories are better told about others than repeating stories about your own journey regularly, right? We all know that person that keeps telling their story over and over and over again, and you just feel like there's nothing new here, right? And so you have to change what you're saying a little bit, a new perspective, perhaps. Stories help us to understand emotion, right? We can share emotion, and emotion really sells, right? Oh, Brenda, that's a good example over there. People buy more often because of the emotional connections that they're going to feel with the product, typically. And stories are not really supposed to be just positive. we don't get invested in a story where everything is good and now it's just, it's even better, right? We don't really get invested in those kinds of stories. We want to see, what's the drama, what's the struggle that happened, and then we want to see that triumph. And so you might say, well, how can we create emotions? And so let's look at this over here. Here are some emotion words, okay? So think about these emotion words that you could use, right? Like admire. I've always admired your skin, your energy, you. We understand that feeling of admiring something, or I was afraid. I was just afraid to be honest or open or vulnerable, or I was agonizing over finding the right supplement, or about fixing my stomach issues, or finding a way to get to sleep, or I was apprehensive about trying something new, or I felt defeated because nothing worked. I wasn't getting results, right? So we can think about this. We can really identify with those types of emotional words, right? I was embarrassed, or I was ecstatic. Finally, my skin is looking brighter. Okay, here's some more words for you. If you're trying to think, sometimes when you see words, it helps to inspire you a little bit, and all of a sudden you're on a roll, and you're just a content genius once you come up with that. Think about like a flustered in there. I'm flustered trying to manage my work from home and the kids, and I didn't have sleep, or I'm grumpy when I don't get sleep, or I'm homesick because I haven't seen my family. Or I was humiliated. I couldn't sleep, and then I overslept and joined the Zoom meeting, and I didn't look my best, and so I was humiliated. A few months ago, I was insulted when I looked at the mirror at the state of my skin, and I just completely neglected it, along with other things, right? But not anymore, right? To tell that story of what's that drama, and then the solution, and where are you now? Or peaceful. I'm finally peaceful after a great night of sleep. Let's see, some more words here for you. Right? Like, I suffered silently with insomnia for years, or, tense feelings at night as I lay in bed, or I have a new zest for life because I'm sleeping better, or my gut feels better. So think about those words and use those words to tell your stories, to make them more emotional, right? And you can do it. You can reach the highest peak in your business right now. And just remember to share these stories that you have, that you've seen and experienced. Follow the trends that are out there. Listen to your customers, right? They're out there talking. You don't have to get an expensive research report from Gartner or Forrester. Just listen to what people are saying on your social media outlets. Be ready for a surge of questions and the need for the product to be out right away, right, over the holidays, and anticipate what's going to happen. Get out there early so that you can reduce any challenges with shipping delays, any negativity about it not being there on time. Remember to sell on the benefits. Select the products for the customers to make their life easier by putting it in carts. Remember to use emotions, those emotional words, to help people understand and feel what you're feeling. Use those tools like Hootsuite to schedule your posts. Especially as you get busy, you can take a couple hours on a Saturday morning or something and create your content and schedule it for free. And then just remember to really engage, follow up, keep track of who you're following up with, and have that conversation with the people in your network. All right? So I'm going to get into any other questions that we have. But first, so think of any questions. Go ahead and put them in there. And I do have the raffle, right? So we're like, yay, we have the raffle. And we're going to give away, let's see, the social media book, and we have a Hydro Flask, right? They're going to give away. So I will draw the first one. What do we think? Maybe the book first? We'll do the book first. And the Hydro Flask. So I have all I printed out the names of the people that posted, and I put them in here. So this is for the book here. All right, you've got a name. All right. Let's see. You are the winner. Is it Jorge Luis Ochoa? Is that right? Hopefully. All right, so I'm going to put this in here. I need your contact information. All right, I need your contact information so I can send this to you. All right, so congratulations. And then the next one here. All right, we have Jacqueline Bonsolakis. I don't know if that's how you say it. Hopefully that's how you say it. There. Jacqueline. All right, so you win the Hydro Flask. So make sure I get your contact information to be able to ship this to you here, and I will answer any questions. I don't know, did I miss anything here? Tracy?
I think you did fabulous, and I can't help you with the pronunciation of all those things, but I will definitely say a big congrats to our winners, and we'll definitely make sure we get those names from you after this call and make sure they get their goodies and get the addresses to you for sure. So obviously there's been a whole bunch of chat as you've been following in terms of the awesome ideas. Oh my goodness. So before everybody jumps off, there were so many ideas throughout this call that I literally couldn't write them all down. I'd love you just to pop in one idea that you're taking to implement when you leave this call, because there were just so many. And I know Dr. Boyer likewise loves to see, what you're going to take from the call and really how you're going to change your business, just one step at a time. So on that note, Dr. Boyer, I just want to say on behalf of all of us, I want to thank you so much for your time and your passion and your insights in helping everyone on this call and our other two calls as well to move their business forward, not just over this holiday season, but obviously well beyond. And to everybody else on this call, I just want to say thank you for joining us and making this call such a success, and for all of your thoughts and your feedback, and let's just keep doing what we do in this, sharing our love of our products with people. And until we meet again, I will sign off by simply saying, stay healthy and stay safe. So on that note, have a wonderful night, everybody, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, I love these ideas, Tracy.
I know you're going to have to sit down and just read them.
I know, it's great. It's really, really good.
So good.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the gift guide. I love that. I always love to see what people are saying because, every company is different, or, across different industries or across different countries. It makes such a big difference.
Yeah, the 12 days of experience, I totally wrote that one down too. What a great idea. I even just loved all the words you shared, the emotions to break into, your verbiage, just all that. Yeah.
It's, it's little tiny tweaks or little tiny ideas, and hopefully it will create some inspiration, right? And then maybe they'll take these and they'll create things beyond our wildest dreams that we could ever even think about coming up with.
Yeah, it's so true. People are so creative. And what is really exciting to me, and maybe to those who are still, hanging out on the call too, is, so many of our associates already do so much of this so well with sip and scrubs and the like, and really creating those experiences with our products. So, but we have lots of new associates too, so it gives them fantastic ideas. Yeah.
Oh, good. Good.
Unboxing with my doggy. I love that, Raquel.
Oh my gosh, taking the best of both of those. What a smart idea. Oh wow. Yeah. Oh, the emotion. I think that people should get a prize if they actually went to all three. They should get a little certification, right?
There you go. Dr. Boyer certification. Training course. That's going to be a new course. And you know what? I was going to say, please do send us the link to your article as well. We had some people requesting that. So that way, TJ and I can make sure we share that with everybody.
Sure, of course.
Yeah.
Let me write that down. Sorry.
Sure. I can send you a link email too. So awesome, guys. guys. Love all the feedback. Thank you so much. And Lisa, you're awesome. You attended all 3. Good for you. And so did Edith.
That is commitment. That is real commitment. I know everybody is so busy. So to come to all of that, that's a lot. Now, did I miss any questions during the session?
I thought you were doing a great job going along as you went, answering questions or acknowledging people's comments.
It's hard to have a thought in your mind and then try to go back and wait, where was I?
I give you credit, yeah, for sure. That's tough to go back and forth. Yeah, great idea. Awesome. Yeah, I would love to get your list of emotion words. I'm sure we can work on that, Natalie, for sure.
Oh, sure, yeah, I can put them in one Word doc or something in a link and just send it.
Fabulous.
I was thinking people might screenshot it, right, the emotion words, but then I'm thinking, man, everyone's just going to have pictures of me if they screenshot it.
You're going to be out in the wild, wild web there.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, Edith did screenshot it. She was one step ahead of us. Yeah, you're welcome, Carol.
Great.
Awesome.
Funny. Well, thank you so much, Tracy, and
you're welcome. Thank you. And thanks to TJ and our sales team and everybody who just helped support these calls, and most importantly to you, Dr. Boyer. Just love your whole passion for what you do, and it just radiates in your sharing time. So thanks so much.
Oh, thank you. Well, hopefully we can do something where we're all together again. One day. I know. Oh.
I know. But in the meantime, enjoy all your USANA products and stay happy and healthy.
I love them. They're fantastic.
Good.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
Bye, all. Okay.